How's the window of life?
Oh, man. Down right now.
I mean, yeah, it's not always up, is it?
Oh, no, it might have been, like, taken down.
Oh, no.
Conspiracy.
Protect crackheads' rights for some
I
reason.
forgot my coffee, too. God damn, I'm a mess tonight. There we go. One sec.
It's been at least 3 already. I'm very disappointed. I'm hilarious. Oh, wait, Will, are you entertained by the podcast?
Yes, I am.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like that invalidates some retard who may or may not be posting comments on the videos about who we're entertaining.
But see, I mean, so.
Yeah, well, no one cares. Zach, are you entertained by the podcast?
I am. I'm quite entertained.
Weird.
Because
I am too, which is very interesting.
And I am.
Oh, and that's why we're making it. Oh, not for Hector.
That's a Hector.
Hector. Yeah.
Hector the Heckler, dude.
I don't think we're allowed to harass Hector the Heckler.
Oh well, I already have.
I think.
Why
I think
not?
we're technically not allowed. I think that's an actual violation.
To respond to what he said, he's harassing me.
It falls upon us.
I don't believe in that, bro. He gets to be responsible for his own fucking actions.
Well, I don't believe in taxes. It doesn't mean that I don't go to jail if I don't do it.
Yeah, but YouTube jail doesn't matter.
I mean, for channel growth, it does.
Yeah, but they're not gonna... I mean, if EFAP is still around, and they literally talk shit on YouTube's policies, like, all the time.
No, you can talk shit on YouTube's policies.
They also talk shit to the videos that they see. They also talk shit to...
The videos
they
they
literally
see.
were talking shit to one of their people in their chat and told them to go fuck themselves because they're an idiot.
Oh, well, that's...
I was the dude who reported their stream. And I was like, yeah, well, get over it.
Wasn't he the one that actually came back later and said, I was just joking?
Nice.
I was
That's
only
the-
pretending to be retarded.
Yeah.
And then he put up the troll face and said, "You mad, bro?" And then they laughed.
Dude, I hate when that's like the lowest form of when you just say something and then someone's like,
You're
why?
mad,
It's like, oh, you're mad, bro. Okay. So was that to me in League the other day? They're like, I missed a fucking ability and died, and I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. And they're just like, I bet you're really fucking mad right now. I'm like,
So
I mean,
mad.
I'm not.
So
That's what
mad.
mad people say, and I'm just like,
What, you gonna get mad?
I'm just like, this dude's obviously like 12 because
Highest form of comedy.
comedy fucking gold. We've entered the comedy zone, which of course we have because we're on episode whatever the fuck we are. Schadenfreude.
17.
17?
Episode 17.
Why not?
Hot. But
Big
who are we
boy
entertaining?
Whom we are entertaining.
Whom
Whom you
are
are entertaining. Yeah, I think that's what it said.
Speak English, idiot.
Or don't. It's just as amusing for me either way.
You can't. It's really hard to take any criticism seriously when I can't read what it says because it doesn't make any sense.
I can get the essence of his displeasure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, if
that's
I had a
enough for
faux
me.
keyboard in front of me, I'd start typing on it really hard and really fast.
Like the Filthy Franks.
Yeah. God, dude, Filthy Frank just encompasses everything about the internet that I love so much. He was so
He
good.
embodied an era.
I know, and now he just embodies being a fucking sad boy all the time. His music now, like his videos, are so fucking.
I saw his latest one. And I'm like,
It's
cool.
okay.
It's not my cup of tea. It's not what I.
I said,
What
to
I
me,
go to
it looks
YouTube
like
for.
it encompasses just being sad.
For the most part, yeah.
Very melancholic, but I mean, that's his attitude.
I guess.
He's very nihilistic, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can be nihilistic and not be sad about it.
True, but it comes in waves.
Also,
the black pills come in
this
waves.
boy out here got plenty of money. It's like, I'm sorry, if nothing matters, you can pass that cash to me, brother.
Still waiting on Bloomberg.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Bloomberg. You bombed hard. The internet's roasting the shit out of you.
I don't think he cares.
I mean, no, he doesn't because he doesn't understand what them kids are talking about. He
No.
probably can barely tell what's in front of him.
He's being crucified by the mainstream media right now because of a meme that they did. He had his team during the debates. He has to question about fucking some bullshit and like, oh, who else has built a company and made billions from it, and it panned to everyone and it was all crickets and like that didn't happen. falsely doctored a video, and they're trying to say that that's tampering with an election. So memes are tampering with elections. And that makes sense because now Bernie and Trump are being accused of having Russia meme team them to victory. Both of them.
Bro,
Both of
why
them.
is this all about Russia? What the fuck?
Right?
We already been over this.
It's not Russia. Stop letting Russia take credit of great memesters.
Yeah, and a lot of them are American. American people making American memes. We're trying to keep the jobs in the country. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of people
Keep
that
our
aren't.
meme jobs here.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
England
Bloomberg
can't do it
talked about.
anymore because, they got their fucking bullshit about their internet.
Hate speech.
That was just gonna say Article 13.
Oh well, yeah, but yeah.
Is that still? I wonder.
It's
Did that pass through the UK or from the EU?
through the EU? So maybe.
So does it
yeah,
no
maybe
longer?
England's
Is
fine.
it because they're trying to? Even now, I think they're trying to get rid of the BBC.
Yes, they
They're
are.
trying to defund the BBC. so things like Doctor Who can come back.
Well, no, they're gonna probably just end.
Well, you have to destroy it so you can have a new beginning.
True.
I'll be okay if it just gets destroyed and goes away forever.
I don't
Either way, I'll
okay.
take either one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay
If they can rebuild it from the ashes.
Either way, destroy it.
If they
Lots
they
of
would
things.
have to retcon everything.
Hollywood too.
They'd have to retcon everything from season 11 on.
I don't know about that. Sort of. I forgot. They actually did a couple of egregious things, like bringing Jack back. And then there was a whole section of regeneration for that. And they're all women!
It would be abrasive, but you have that element in there that you can. Like time travel is something that at least
Yeah, you can fuck with
it's
anything.
nothing that they would be too spoon fed because time travel's always been a relevant topic. So there's always been the possibility of retcon in there because you always can. So if there's any show that could survive it, I think it'd be Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think Doctor Who could come.
Or
back,
anything in Marvel and DC because multiverse.
but
I can default
Yeah.
myself to whatever I want.
Anything with a multiverse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know it sucks because multiverse is a cool concept in and of itself. But then
see,
it
where
just turns into I can write myself into whatever I want.
So here's the problem: is there's an infinite probability in the multiverse of different things happening, and well, they seem to always land on the ones that suck. There's an infinite probability of sucking too.
Well, I mean, to be fair, yes, there's also infinite probability of good. Eventually.
We seem to land on the shitty a lot more often.
Yeah, that's true. There was this really cool new Marvel storyline that was a one-shot Venom comic. It was really cool. It was about all of Earth going extinct, and Venom is has a bunch of the DNA of people that he's been in, and he tries to recreate life using his symbiosis.
That's interesting.
It's fucking cool. He's trying to recreate the perfect Eddie Brock because that was his best host. So he's going through all this recreating life, trying to eventually bring Eddie Brock back to life by changing all the parameters of life around him. I'm like, that's pretty fucking neat.
That's interesting.
That's a cool storyline.
Yeah. I
I
like
like
And it's just one of those one-shot, it's like it does an issue or two, and then
Elseworld type.
and it's just done. I want to read this comic called Goon. That's a really good comic.
Is it a comic about the hockey movie? What's that? Sean William Scott? Goon? No, it's not a.
It's about these two guys who fucking deal with eldritch monsters on a regular basis.
That sounds a lot better than.
And it's
than
really
what I was
sad
looking for.
because the characters just want to be happy and it never happens. And shit just always goes really bad. But it's drawn beautifully. It's really funny. Like in the parts where it's funny, it's really funny. But then when the parts where it's sad, it's
Now I'm just
really
thinking
sad.
about an over the top comic book about an ice skating goon.
And what you should be
Now
thinking
I'm-
about is Dwarf Fortress.
I have been thinking. I watched a couple. I watched a couple,
Smash?
and it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. Well, it's gonna happen.
It's the game, dude. Most intricate game in the world. And if there's something more intricate, goddamn, what the fuck is it? So I can know about it.
Our political system.
Yeah, well, that's not a fun game though.
It is really fun. It's
Yeah,
really
but
fun.
the entry fee is a little high.
A little steep.
Us normal people can't do that. Dwarf Fortress is free.
You can watch from the outside. That's all I do.
Did you hear that Raid Shadow Legends is coming to PC?
Raid
Yeah, I
Shadow
heard that it
Legends.
is, and I'm still not gonna play it, dude.
But
Okay,
it's
No,
free.
it's already. You can already. I thought you already could.
I think it's been out for a little while, but yeah.
dude. The stupid thing is, in the game, when you want to unequip gear from people, it costs in-game currency to unequip gear. Hell no.
I remember these.
No. That's just too egregious, man.
If they come to us
Money
and
is
offer,
so easy to come by in that game.
And yeah, it always starts that way. And then all of a sudden when you have better gear, it probably costs more, and then eventually you realize
They
that
got fairly far into it. Like I got a lot of level 30s. I don't know if that's far, but
So if they come and offer us a sponsor, are we going to take it?
yeah.
Okay.
Duh.
I
got a mortgage.
as much shit as I've talked on them, I doubt they will. AFK Arena's better.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty hilarious commercials that really dig on him. Like Bill Barr, that's his whole
Or
thing.
the hit internet historian.
He doesn't. Well, he doesn't shit talk his
Or
products, but
Donkey.
Bill Barr legitimately like shit talks his advertisers, and still they're like, but it's funny and it gets people getting it, so go for it.
Honestly, is there anybody at this point who doesn't know what Raid Shadow Legends is?
I mean, if you exist on the internet.
Yeah, but you
That
get
aren't
you
a
get an
fucking
advertisement code where you get 60,000 gold if you use my link below.
Oh.
Yeah, all it takes is, and the thing is, that's
I
not
want
a lot.
somebody to.
That is not a lot in any means of the word. It just sounds like a lot because they use inflated big numbers.
Yeah.
Like Pathfinder. Pathfinder uses inflated big numbers.
Platfinder.
Pathfinder.
Okay.
Platfinder. It's the
5e,
it's the
however.
Spaceballs parody.
There's actually there is a space version of Pathfinder called Starfinder, and they have a special type of monk class that uses like concentrated power of black holes.
Space Monk.
And I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Elon Monk.
And now I gotta make a character who's really intelligent, who's a monk, and he invents. He's gotta have like levels in alchemist and monk and be Elon Monk.
Elon.
Yo, and then he could use mutagens to make himself stronger as a monk. Yo, that's a great fucking
I
idea.
should be getting paid for some of my ideas.
I'm sure it's probably been done before, but
It's definitely been done before. It has to.
there's too many
that
min-maxers and shit.
There's too many memes about Elon Musk for it not to have been done.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Good old Elon and his Teslas.
He's got to get. I was thinking about. Speaking of getting paid for stuff, I want a commercial, a Tesla commercial where they're driving through like a zombie apocalypse, and there's like Corona Chan in the background because he has a whole thing where his air filtration system on his Tesla is amazing. Like they used it to evacuate people from the fires in California, and like now do that commercial. Now do a commercial for Corona. Advertise your air filtration system through a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great.
Excellent commercial.
That sounds like actually a really good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I would buy a Tesla. I wouldn't actually. I don't have the money for that.
Getting cheaper and more expensive at the same time. Both.
As they bring out more models and stuff, there'll be the lower end models, higher end models. You know, bells, whistles, all that.
I saw somebody getting really bitchy, saying that he should never have come out with a mid-priced car because now he has to explain to people that he has the expensive one, not the piece of shit $30,000 one. That's a shitty human.
Just shut the fuck up, retard.
Such a shitty human being for that to be
It's a sentence
something
to
that comes
say.
into your brain.
That's all you have to say is a sentence. Imagine thinking that minor inconvenience is the worst. I'll make all the jokes in the universe about, this minor inconvenience, time to kill myself.
Imagine having to clarify, like, I got the more expensive one. That's a shit person. Like that.
Yeah, it's like,
who
cool.
cares?
Yeah.
I have
You have
the
a Tesla. It's fun. It's meant to be a fun thing.
Yeah.
I have the more
Shut up.
expensive pair of my headphones. Whoop-de-doo. I don't go around telling everybody that.
Ballin'. But you got to let people know.
I don't actually, because what people's
Your white privilege.
people's opinion of how much money I have is irrelevant to me. Because if I really wanted to throw around how much money I have, I would do way flashier things than buying a nice car. All right? If I had fuck tons of money and I want to flex how much money I have, oh boy, it's time to be wasteful and do stupid shit. Just, if I was going to flex, I'm going to flex hard enough to fucking break my own muscles, all right? I'm not going to fucking do wussy bullshit. I have a really nice car. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I've got a really nice 3 jets. I put gold spinning rims on my jets.
Chrome tip private plane.
Yeah. It's like
Got
that's
that candy painted.
what's the point of
jet.
that? That's so useless. Yeah, but I'm here to
P-jet.
flex, idiot.
Candy painted P-jet. There we go.
Oh, what's the Bo Burnham thing? When I put spinning rims on my gold jet ski. Oh, God.
No, I'd probably just quit my job and get a house.
The thing is, it doesn't
Like that, no, we're not talking like what you do if you were rich. Like how would you flex?
Yeah, if you're
How
if you
would
were
you
choosing
flex?
to flex on somebody, if you were trying to show off how much money you have, and you want to just be the biggest fucking retard about it, how would you going to flex? Because buying a nice car is a weak flex from weak-willed individuals.
as different places as I can, awesome places I can get to, and just fucking like Instagram that shit up. I'm like, now I'm chilling with the Dalai Lama.
I would buy
What?
I would buy a bunch of beachfront property and then get a bunch of yachts that don't fit on it.
Oh, that's pretty reasonable. And wasteful. And that's the biggest flex, when you can waste it. That's the biggest thing. I have all this money and I might as well just be throwing it in a fucking fire. In Dead Rising 2, there's a thing where you can fucking make an experience from throwing money in a pit of fire at a casino. And I'm just like,
You can do that in Fable also.
God, it's such a stupid idea. But it's so much easier to make money in those.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, obviously not. I just wonder if no, it's a stupid idea. It's just a dumb thing to even think about. Just the amount of exploits in RPG games to do things easily. I'm just like, with magic in real life, how easily would it actually be exploitable to do just certain things?
Well, in its nature, it's
exploitable.
exploiting.
I know. It's
So,
just like, how stupid can it actually get?
That's why we talked about this before, but that's why every system of magic, every good system of magic has limitation. Like a
otherwise
mana
it's
bar, otherwise it's broke as fuck. And if there was magic in real world, we'd find those ways to break shit, and then we'd have CERN building a black hole or something. I don't know.
CERN. Those motherfuckers.
What are you doing?
It's whack because I didn't realize.
What are you doing?
I didn't know that CERN was real and after I watching Steins Gate and then finding CERN was real, I was like, excuse me, what?
Like, hang on, what are they? They're doing shit in Antarctica? What? Huh? I'm. What? Why don't I know about this? Yeah.
Time to go to Akihabara and see what's going on.
So 18-year-old.
Oh, so it's a conspiracy. There's only two ways that this story goes, and it's either pretty tragic,
Fuck.
or it's fucked. What's oh fuck?
Nick is retarded.
Oh,
Okay.
So because you called me and he told me about it. He's like, yeah, well, Will said to me a real good one tonight. You know, you're gonna have a lot of conspiracy theories. And I looked at him and said, that's every fucking night, you retard. This is a podcast with Zach. Conspiracy theories are literally the bread and butter of what he has to say about most things.
aw, is it?
I mean, kind of.
God, I am the conspiracy.
You're the
guy, aren't I?
conspiracy theorist. I mean, granted, everyone's got a little bit of that, but you have it the most.
Shit.
You're the
I
one
try
who...
not to buy the credit. I don't actually believe there's like the duality aliens vying for control of the planet, but it's fun to learn about.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is you take more of the realistic ones that are actually,
try.
like, more possible and actually have some weird evidence that actually could be like, that's a little odd. How... that's a little too real for me right now.
Yeah, I am
Hold
pretty
on.
convinced that Epstein's still alive.
If he is, I called it. I'm just saying, I totally said that from the beginning. That dude's alive.
But one of the conspiracy of the day. This is one of today. There was a little 9-year-old that got kind of big virally.
Is this the kid on YouTube who makes...
Yeah, the bully kid.
Oh,
That
no,
he got
no.
bullied. Kind of. He has dwarfism.
Oh, that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I saw about that.
He's
Yeah.
an Australian 9-year-old boy.
And it's like he wants to kill himself or whatever.
Fake.
Well, he's being from the
Fucking Australia. Bunch of bullshit if you ask me.
Your made-up country.
is it Australia that's made up or New Zealand?
It's Australia.
Really? Like they didn't even go with New Zealand? So I guess he went viral because he was suicidal because he was being bullied or something because he's a dwarf and he's a kid, so he's gonna get bullied.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of just how it goes.
And then people were starting to see some videos surface of this same kid, of like wearing like kind of gangbanger clothes and like little homie, and there's like video of him flashing money, and then him at an 18th birthday. So it started like, wait, what's going?
Are you popular or are you being bullied? Which is
What's going on here? Because people are thinking that he's a dwarf that is pretending to be.
He's pulling
an adult. He's pulling that.
Jesse Smollett.
God.
Yeah, Smollett. Yeah, Jesse Smollett because he's a dwarf.
It's even got a short person in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But it's pretty tragic because one of two things is happening with that. So it's fucked up if the kid's actually an adult that's posing as a child, because there's some like pictures of him like middle finger and stuff with like a bunch of older people, and so what's surfacing from that is that people are thinking that it's this boy's mom that's exploiting them for like Insta clout and stuff to get that paper. So like having him pose is like, look, little dwarf kid is posing as a gangster, isn't that funny? Click.
Okay.
And so it's tragic if it's like abuse that way, because the mom has been been trying to be on like reality TV for forever, has been on a bunch of shows or some shit.
Interesting.
Poor kid is what I think. I'm definitely leaning that he's being just someone exploited by.
Yeah, if it's a kid, that's a shame that it has to be like that.
I think it's probably the mom is a shitty person. I'm inclined to believe.
Yeah, I would. I'd say that's a pretty reasonable thought. That, man, why do people suck so much? I feel like it's really easy to.
Speaking of sucking, there's a church. And this will lead us into a topic conversation that I kind of want to get into.
Right. Is it the one in South Korea?
This is the South Korean church.
I heard about it, but
about 150,000 members.
That's a lot.
They're all infected.
No, they're not all infected. There's a lot that are. And this church, that most other churches in South Korea treat this as a cult. Because
all churches are cults.
Well, hang on. Yes, but there is a difference. There is a line between a religion and a cult. I don't know what that line is.
I mean, would you like me to look up the definition?
But I feel like the difference kind of goes into when
a cult
you are sacrificing your livelihood and your well-being for your church. That church is a cult.
A cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. Therefore, a
That's
cult.
it?
Yeah,
That's
is it. That's a cult.
Everything's a cult.
Yes.
Everything's a
They
cult.
only use the word cult so they have a quick, easy, scary go-to word to say that religion is evil and bad. Cult is every religion.
cultish.
Fact.
Yeah. So anyway, this cult
I say you're still right, but
has approximately 150,000 members, and the outbreak has been tearing through this community. And
we're talking about Corona, right?
Yes, coronavirus has been tearing through this community because they believe that sickness is the devil trying to influence you. So fight through the sickness. They don't. They
Wait.
pray. They pray close together in close proximity, and they do not allow gloves or masks or glasses, any eye protect of any kind while in church.
Perfect.
So they go together. They've been told that this is a way for them to target the religion. So lie to the officials when you are asked if you have symptoms. So they're being directed to lie to government officials while this is spreading like wildfire through them. And they go and they've always been kind of like hesitant to tell people that they are members of that community because it does have that cult stigma. So they're always kind of like on the low of talking about if they're part of it. So a lot of people don't actually know who is in it and who's getting sick.
Okay, so my question is,
cult.
If their belief is that sickness is devil trying to influence you, wouldn't you want to try to cure it as quickly as possible so the devil's not in you anymore?
No, but you don't show weakness to it. Don't show that it's changing your day. Fight it. Fight through it.
Yes, fight that with medicine.
So no.
Oh God, no! What? Hell no.
Dude, this is the most backwards ass retard thinking.
Pretend you don't have it; it'll go away.
Here's a really good way to stop
having
having
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Shoot yourself in the head.
Have you? Are guns allowed in South Korea?
Not sure. Suicide's not allowed in most of these religious cults, like in Christian religions.
Until it's time.
Specifically Catholics, I think, is the
it's
ones that
time.
have a real big deal about suicide. Because it's a sin to suicide. Like, really big one. That's big time bad.
Yeah, it's a bad juju one. Yeah, other things. Shame is worse than suicide in a lot of Asian cultures.
And that's because shame is raw through the family.
Yeah.
Because everyone's kind of spiritually connected in their things. Interesting concept. Still stupid, but interesting.
Yeah, so they're just pretending they don't have it.
A lot of them are, and that's what's facilitating a larger spread.
I don't
from South
have
Korea. Meanwhile, you get North Korea, like it's being like, we don't have any here. Ha ha ha.
I thought they did.
North Korea? Nah.
Oh, wow.
No reports of. No. Are you kidding? Like every single person could die from coronavirus except for Kim Jong-un, and they'd be like, nope, we're good here. We don't have it. Never. You're more likely to get a straight story from China.
Yeah.
Which is not exactly happening, I don't think.
Of course not. It's China. It's China.
It's weird.
China.
There've been more growths outside than inside the entire nation of China. Like there were more on a cruise ship in Japan. There were more there.
It's spreading really fast in Japan, I saw.
Yeah.
Like,
it's spreading fast in South Korea, Japan, and Iran.
Which is weird because it's weird that it's spreading so fast over there but not over here.
I mean,
I think
Japan and South Korea is not that surprising. They're not very far away from China.
I'm hesitant to.
I'm talking about the rate at which it's spreading.
No.
I'm hesitant to say it, but I think that we'd have as straight shooting reporting if it was spreading as fast here as it was in China. I'm convinced that they wouldn't. They would keep it low and just try to pass it as symptoms of the flu.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't trust our media or our government anymore in that regard to be honest about
Anything.
About reporting about you can't verify anything anymore from one source. There's nothing that you can trust from any one source. There's always spin. There's always something that like actually that's not true. That actually happened this way. It's always now in everything.
Yep.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's rough.
Mm-hmm. The Stand's media was better about the news.
Yeah, I know.
They fought for
it. Yeah, they weren't exactly clear. They had a part where the president's literally on screen coughing and dying, and he's like, "Everything's fine."
I look at it this way: if shit actually went really south really fast, people would just start telling everybody. When shit's fucked, what are you gaining from hiding it at that point? There's nothing to gain. Shit's fucked already.
In the world we live in, everything is one way or the other. There's one side that's not going to believe whatever the other side says. No one's going to believe any information truly anymore. Like it's something big like that, something drastic that you can't physically see. I don't know.
That's a problem.
We may end up finding out.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I feel like it is a flu season right now. But I feel like more cases would probably have come through by now. And right now there's only like 16, I think. 16 or 17?
Something like that.
I know this case in Texas just sprung up out of nowhere. It's like this guy hadn't even been to China.
We talked about this a little bit, but I just don't. I don't see very many Americans going to the hospital for these symptoms.
No, because it's not. Is it?
But the
Correct me
thing
if I'm
is
wrong.
like,
It's not that bad, right?
It's
It can be.
It's flu-like symptoms. The main thing that actually kills you is not the coronavirus itself. It's the other things that you have on top of coronavirus.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's how most autoimmune things get. Like AIDS doesn't kill you. It's the sicknesses you get from the autoimmune disorder.
Yeah.
Not being able to defend your body, not being able to defend itself.
Which is interesting too, because I saw that most of the people who had died from it were people that were really old, above 60. But then just out of nowhere, this one doctor who was my age died.
Oh, there was one your age. There's also a 50-year-old. You get young and old deaths, but they're.
I noticed that it's mostly older people.
And it always will be. That's how sicknesses. Path of least resistance is how most things work in nature.
Yeah.
Like, why sift through the why sift through the bird seed for crack when you can just scoop it up into a sock and then go search later at a more convenient place where you're not going to get rolled by other crackheads. I'm really into Window of Life, guys.
I figured because he started bringing up crack, I'm like, yeah, it's probably the Window of Life, I'm guessing.
It's so good. It's so beautiful. The circle of life. It was a beautiful thing happened. They went and they brought in a bunch of scooters from all over the place. You saw that.
Yeah.
So it scared away the crackheads for a while because it increased traffic to the area. People wanted to come get their scooters. The cops came by and everything. So it cleared out the crack alley for a good 5 or 6 hours. So someone from the internet went by with a bag of birdseed, threw down a bunch of birdseed, and a bunch of crows came down and were fucking with it, and they just played 1950s music for 3 or 4 hours. Played some good just chill music, Blackbird, Beatles, and just for hours, and it was just a calm, wholesome window of life for a while, just just watching birds and listening to good music. And then the crackheads came back, and it got a little racist again.
Okay.
And then they started sifting through the birdseed for crack.
Yeah.
But it was fun while it lasted, and it was wholesome while it lasted.
Yes. All right then.
Good.
Well,
That's so weird.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about Scientology with you.
Oh boy!
Because I've only
let's go for it.
my biggest thing that I know about Scientology is from the South Park episodes.
Okay.
That's about as much as I know about Scientology. And Tom Cruise is a crazy person.
Well, yeah. Which
So,
I haven't seen the South Park episode, so I don't know how much you know.
That we come from spirits from volcanoes or some shit that were really aliens that are frozen in the earth or something.
They're called Thetans.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't remember what the whole story is. It's really... Actually, it's actually pretty poor storytelling.
Well, I mean, L. Ron Hubbard was a science fiction writer before he was a cult leader.
He wasn't a very good one. But the story goes is that the Thetans have to be purified, I believe, if I'm remembering it correctly. And the way that you purify it is through how you live your life, all that nonsense.
So money. So you give enough money to cleanse your soul.
Give enough money to cleanse your soul to get to the next level.
Pay to play.
Pay to play, basically.
Hell yeah!
So
it's a Ponzi scheme in a cult.
To go a little into some personal stories on my end.
Yeah.
So, what ended up happening for me? Well, not for me personally, but
through your ties.
Through my ties is the person A got associated with this girl who was a Scientologist, and this was back in the 70s, 80s, so it didn't really actually matter. Or people didn't really think about that, but Scientology wasn't a thing that people realized.
It was on the kind of on the low.
It was just starting out, actually.
In the 70s? Wow.
Was it the 70s? I don't know. It might have been a little bit later. But anyway, so what happened is he tried to get his parents and sister to join as well. And they did a couple different of the personality tests and all that nonsense. And what they do
Dianetics?
I don't recognize that one. They have a few devices. Like, they have one device there. It actually has a tag on it.
Those things are real. Like, they actually have you like hold the thing and measure your thetan levels.
Yes, that's the thing.
Jesus.
That is the thing. And it has a little tag
awesome.
on it. It has a tag on it that says, "This serves no medical purpose," and they will have you do that. And then all this thing does is it measures your heart rate or something like that. And then they'll look at it and say, "Yeah, see, you're tainted. You need
180 over 90.
Yeah.
You got to give way more money to go to heaven.
You need to go up to the next level
To see
for the
Xenu.
next pamphlet."
Yeah.
And so what happened is the father didn't want to have anything to do with this. He backed off. And he was like, the mom and the sister did the first couple personality tests, thetan purifying, whatever, and then they got completely. They realized that it was all bullshit.
What?
No.
Yeah, I know, right? It was.
How long did it take to figure out it was all bullshit?
However long it took for them to get to the second level, but the second level, I believe, is actually fairly inexpensive too. But anyway,
That's what I gotta do when I get rich. To flex how rich you are, you get to the max level of Scientology.
oh my god,
Better than the 33rd level of the Masonic Temple.
yeah.
You want to know what happens then?
Ugh.
It gets weird, and I'm sure Scientology does too. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets chopping it off to the root weird.
The thing
I don't like that.
That's interesting.
The 33rd level is like the tip top.
33 is.
Yeah, I think
Actually,
the
I
33rd. I think
don't know.
the 33rd level is the tippy top of the Masonic
But the
stuff,
thing
and then it
is
goes
that,
into other things. And
Once they
Like nobility.
decided to stop going, they started basically harassing them. Just coming in and saying, you need to come back, you need to come back, you need to purify your thetan, blah, 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 blah. Or I don't think they were
your
actually...
soul is in
Yeah, your soul's in
danger.
danger, that nonsense.
What
And
soul?
They eventually moved away to another state, and they kept sending them letters
Nice.
telling them to come back. And it wasn't until they sent a message down saying, "Oh, no, what happened before that was the sister basically told them to fuck off." So she got blackballed. She's not. She's whatever it's called.
Excommunicated.
They have a word for it. I don't remember what it is, but it's basically, yeah, she's not allowed to interact with anybody who is part of the church, and that
Nice.
includes her brother.
Oh,
So
still a member of the church?
yes,
Ooh.
yes. And so he has no contact with her at all anymore, and it's. Yeah, that's something that Scientology is actually like really infamous for, is actually breaking families up.
Oh yeah.
Because if,
Cults are
Yeah.
cults
Because-
are
A
Cult's
really
your
good about
family
that.
now.
Exactly.
They're really good at that.
Stopped again. And because of that,
I'm sitting next to you, so at least we'll have
Yeah.
that audio.
yeah, because of that, the family that the brother had later on in life, sister never met him. And it's just like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But the thing is they kept bothering the mom so much to the point where it only stopped when they sent them letters saying that this person is deceased.
Damn.
Um,
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense,
Cult.
cult
They
logic,
like to
right?
they like to get in.
They
It doesn't
wanna
matter. I
recruit
mean,
as
a
much as
goal is
possible.
to destroy the family. Just everything has like different boot camps
Yeah.
of ways to get there, of how to get them to model the behavior how they want you to be.
Yeah.
Military does it, churches do it, cults do it.
But the thing is, too, and this I'm kind of undecided upon, because I think that, I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories about Scientology. I've heard
I don't know what's
lot.
real and what's not.
Basically the main one that I've heard is that if you talk bad about the church, even just how I'm talking about it right now, then they will actually try to go after you and slander you, try and destroy your reputation and any kind of.
I'm
credibility
sure
that you
sure
have.
on some level that's real.
Mm-hmm.
That on some level, like I don't think if anybody does it that it's a problem. But if somebody's big enough
Yeah.
Like someone goes on Joe Rogan and talks about going clear, then they're gonna have a bad time for a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like they tried suing somebody. They tried suing South Park for fucking with and
Yeah.
South Park's just like, how would you like to suck my balls?
Yeah, no, I'm sure that didn't affect South Park at all.
Because all it does is meme it harder. It's just, that's literally a win for them in that case, honestly.
But
I feel bad for South Park.
Why?
Because the world has gone so crazy that they can't keep up with the satire.
yeah,
That's a great thing. They just got material for you.
Now they just copy what's going on in the world instead of
Satirizing it.
of satirizing.
They just
it.
basically,
Instead
this is
of,
what's happening.
like they
make a
can't
video about
be
it.
absurd enough. They can't. How do you get more absurd than the reality that we're living in right now? Like, how do you make anything more absurd?
God, I love that China episode.
Ugh.
That was hilarious.
yeah.
Worth
Stop
watching.
shooting him in the dick, Butters.
I've heard stories of how how people who actually try and get out of it. There's actually somebody who I know in England who managed to get some people out of it, and they have to go through like full on witness protection programs,
Jeez.
full on like changing their names and just hiding for the rest of their lives because they come after you.
Jeez.
And
Like through court? Like they sue you and slander you, or they go to
they'll
like your
slander
place
you,
of
but
place of work and be like,
they'll
dude
go
fucks
to,
dogs.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like they'll if you've been in there long enough and you try to leave, they'll actually go to your house and try to take you. From what I've heard,
Say what?
this is what I've heard from a relatively credible source, mind you. But and I've heard that they'll punish the people that are
Nice.
doing whatever, tainting their soul or whatever. They'll punish them by having them just go out and just digging holes. They'll just set them out in whatever environment they're in, and just have them just sit there and dig until they are deemed whatever again. And
This soul is clean.
and all the whole time, like even as you're pulling them out and you're trying to get them away from the church, and all the way up to the point where even when you're saying you're safe, they can't get to you now, they will claim they don't want help. They will say, I'm happy in the church, don't take me away, please. It's actually like somewhat scary.
Brainwashing, man.
Well, yeah, brainwashing, but that and the fact that they actually just don't want to deal with the fact that it's like, yeah, these people are going to come for me.
Yeah.
Again, I don't believe all of this. I think some of it is bordering a little bit on this, like,
There may be truth to it.
There may be truth to it. I also think that there's probably a possibility that Scientology could be part of these stories that basically prop up the whole idea of, look how scary we are, leave me alone. Or, yeah, don't leave. So, yeah.
I've also seen like sniper roost stuff from like Scientology compounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, they're weird, man. They're
It's a cult.
Really weird.
It's a cult that made it to religious size because it's everywhere. It's a Ponzi scheme that made it.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah, but pyramid schemes are illegal.
Quick, someone tell the Federal Reserve. I'm sure they'll want to know immediately. They can change their ways, and Bernie Madoff can be free.
But yeah, so that's pretty much, for the most part, the extent of my knowledge on Scientology. And now that I've said that, I'm sure that I will be. I'm sure my reputation will be destroyed and slandered here very shortly.
Sponsor us, Scientology.
Give us your money.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably just get blackballed, and I just like, oh no, I won't be able to talk to Scientologists.
Oh
Yeah.
darn!
It's like, oh no,
Darn.
less retarded people talking to me. Scientology, big gay.
Imagine there's a lot of intelligent people in Scientology, though.
They can't be that intelligent.
Well, I mean,
People get suckered all the time.
they do. Yeah.
People get fooled all the time, man.
And some of them is like, if the stories are to be believed, then some of them probably aren't exactly there through their will.
And I imagine a lot of them are there because as you go up through the levels, I'm sure that you end up gaining power over people in the lower levels. So you give a little bit of cheddar, and you can end up. Well, you can.
That's how it always
in
works.
a scheme like that,
They're gonna
you
tell
end
you
up
that you're
having a
level
position.
this bullshit cardinal fucking retard sex.
You're now a leader in this, and you get Power changes people drastically.
And it's enticing for the weak-minded.
Oh, it's very enticing. You see, the military it shows that you can have two people that are the same rank, and one person will gain rank faster than the other one. One rank up. Next day, it's a lot of people, it's immediate. That power goes to your head so quick. I've never seen it. It's weird how you can actually watch it change somebody overnight. It's weird.
I just remembered too. Is I don't know if you know or not, but Scientology is really, really super against any kind of drug. Any kind of drug. They bought the anti-drug helpline.
What? Really?
You know what makes it so we can get away from drugs? Scientology.
Wow.
Yes.
So does that mean like anything, like even medicines?
Yes.
Oh God, they're retarded.
Really?
Yes.
It changed your life force.
Well, at the very least, any kind of psychiatric medications. I don't know. I don't know if they're
like, am I allowed to take NyQuil?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. They might be, but I know they are super against any kind of.
So does it mean
drug.
no alcohol?
I'm sure.
I think so. Yeah.
It's a common. It's more common than.
It's also normal for cults to religions, whatever, to push the boundaries of what they can tell people they can and can't do. Sex is wrong, don't do it. People actually believe that shit because they're monkeys. Don't do the things that you're made to do that are fun for you or great. If you, like
a lot of religion was to guide that, to stop you from just doing only that, because otherwise, without guiding principle, we will just hit that button again. Whatever feels good, we'll just until we're that little rat with the cocaine button, we're just dead. Without any guiding principle, we'll just overindulge to death. Religion does serve a purpose to curb that. There are better ways, I think.
You just have a little bit of self-control and realization that you can't just do it all the time.
Yeah,
but people aren't going to do that.
It's the same kind of idea of saying stop bullying people online.
Yeah.
It's a real... I already have the solution for that, though. As I've said multiple times, get over it.
Oh, yeah.
You get over it and you win.
Yeah, but...
But it's the same...
Walk away from the screen!
Approach. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. You've seen Twitch chats.
I haven't actually.
Spurgs everywhere.
Yeah. It's usually just the same jokes being spammed over and over again.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can't even read on like popular Twitch channels. Reading chat is not even possible because it's so many people typing all the time.
It's a terrible system.
Every once in a while, that's what. No, it's there for a reason. You know why? Super chats.
Keep you spurged up.
No, not even that. Super chats. Because then it's like you want them to see it. Well, then you do the thing that appears on the screen and says shows your message, but it costs money.
That's just the YouTubes. Is there super chats for Twitches now?
Yeah. Oh, there's always been.
Oh yeah, I guess you can set it from Streamlabs whatever you want. Like Window of Life. They're doing with their
exactly. That's
text to speech and media and
and everybody has their different ways they do it. You know,
pop it up on screen and they read every once in a while and
fan interaction
is through.
Some people are really good about keeping interact with the fans, and some aren't.
Some it doesn't matter.
No, some people don't.
You just gotta pick it and stick with it. I suppose whatever you're gonna do, however you're gonna go about it. Never really enjoy like the breakup of content. Stop and like, all right, now we'll read some super chats. Oh.
All I can think about is EFAP's separate videos for super chats because they go through every single one.
For it, like do like a block in the beginning or at the end,
or
a whole video for it or something. Like because a lot of people like don't like to see that shit. I'm one to like, I don't give a fuck about that.
I sometimes try to listen to them, but
every once in a while it can
I'm getting
give.
way too far behind on EFAP to listen to the super chats, though. My God, but
I have like fucking 4 hour long videos of doing just super chats, and it's like
the last super chat episode they did was 7 hours. It's like, no, can't do that. Can't do it
because they get so many.
And most of them are just high rags.
Yeah, but Mahler goes through every one of them because he's
every single one.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that forever, but good on him for keeping up with the fan interaction, dude. One way or another, he's making it happen. It's been that way ever since the 24-hour one.
Yeah. 24-hour stream.
24-hour EFAP, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Someday.
What the fuck are we gonna do for 24 hours?
It'll be interesting.
We can.
I'm sure we can figure things out.
Looking at videos, playing board games, talking about
board game. Go into the conspiracy world on the internet. Yeah. I could do that I could go 8 hours on a stream.
The thing is,
there.
For me, it's like I got to be really engaged on what I'm doing to be able to stay awake for that long. and also have drank ready of many sorts and snacks and things.
It'll be interesting because from what I've heard, Scientology actively seeks out people that talk about them.
Ooh.
So it'll be interesting to see if they try and get us shut down.
No, I just want to see us turn into a Scientology channel.
Well, yeah, right.
Next week, we're all just like in suit and tie and like.
Yes.
That's how you know it'll never happen. I wouldn't wear that bullshit. Suits and ties are for fucking.
We're trying to sell, I don't know, little idols for the scale.
Yes. Yep.
Some
Still
things
that from
never
Egyptian
change.
mythology, you cunts.
Some things never change.
Fuck you people.
No, I guarantee if you go down to it, there's nothing truly original in the Scientology lore. The same way that there's nothing really original in Christianity lore.
No, of course
Wasn't
not.
it South Park that
It's
actually
all been done before.
revealed the Thetans as things? 'Cause before
Were they? Did they?
I thought I remember hearing something about that. And that's why one of the reasons Scientology was so angry about it.
Wait a minute. So
They made Chef quit because of that shit.
Well, yeah, he was a Scientologist.
Yeah. Like, you aren't part of that anymore.
Bart-
Then
is that why Chef's gone?
Yeah. Well,
know
Andy
what?
died.
Oh.
Eventually.
You know that Bart Simpson's a Scientologist?
Isn't that a lady?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did know?
So
No, I didn't.
the thing is about that, if they had all the deep down info in South Park and all the shit they were saying was actually not bullshit, how'd they know?
Probably through Chef, I guess. I don't know. But
they live in that area. You can find shit out.
Yeah.
I know, but especially if it's the thing that nobody else is supposed to know, and
Well,
then
that's a level you're not supposed to be aware of. There's probably other things about Scientology that nobody who's not on that level doesn't know.
all this makes me think about is that stupid fucking conspiracy theory about that intrigues the shit out of me though.
Which one? Ooh,
The one in the Vatican, there is a secret room that only the Pope and somebody like the highest cardinal can go into.
The Pope and the Black Pope.
Whatever.
The head cardinal. I don't know if you guys know this. If you're up on like your Christian Vatican stuff, your Catholic Vatican stuff. There are two popes. There's the Pope that we see all the time, wears white, wears the hat, and there's the Black Pope. He's like in the cardinal. They kind of hold position together. One's the public figurehead, and the other is like the behind the scenes guy.
But it's them, and they go into this room, and they have a box, and the only people allowed to see it are the whoever is the acting Pope. Is see what's in this box, and supposedly what's in the box is like the secret.
What's in the box?
Secret of life or some bullshit, and it's like something so fucking.
It's so mind blowing. It's empty.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just like
Guess what? That's the real meaning of life. And
nihilism.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me the Catholicism or Catholicism? I always call it Catholicism.
Catholic.
Catholicism is wrong, and that's when they're just like, "Yep, we're feeding them bullshit." And they're just like, "Back to Pope duty."
What if? It's my conspiracy about the Vatican is that it's been run by Satanists for a long time. It was corrupted almost from its inception, and been teaching counter to what Christianity was actually supposed to be.
Is that why Catholicism is so fucking whack?
Yeah. Jesus, the symbol of Jesus wasn't always meant to be passive, turn the other cheek. There were times that even in the Bible that he, cast out money lenders and stuff. We've talked about it before, but he comes back bearing a sword in Revelations, but everyone wants Christianity to be turn the other cheek now to make soft people.
Even though all the Christian people I know fucking suck and aren't good at doing that at all.
Well, those aren't good Christians.
There's probably very few good Christians alive.
Absolutely.
Because most people nowadays don't turn the other cheek. They
Because
immediately cry out in pain, despite no matter what's happening to them.
As you're striking your enemy.
It's okay. It's okay. That just seems way too threatening for the testicular mass.
We want to keep the monster in here.
Oh, hell no.
Because otherwise Trent's gonna lose his fucking mind. That was didn't step down. I was like, air. Just, oh, that was funny.
Okay.
And now Trent's just fine.
Trent, you need to move.
Did you know that the Vatican owns a satellite in Arizona named Lucifer?
Lucifer was an angel.
Yep.
In the lore.
That's a weird one.
Vatican's whack. I feel like I had something to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. It's one of those things that probably came to me just in the middle of like doing something at work and I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
I told Nick that if he wants to, he can come on next week.
Sure.
Cool.
So you can have Nick on. He has interesting opinions about stuff. He's pretty similar to a lot of the things that we think.
So I go through and I shoot myself little like WhatsApp messages.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just send it to yourself.
Oh, that is so useful. I need to remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also easier because my new boss is kind of a pain in the ass. Not really. He's not actually doing anything. I just feel like he's just kind of a.
How's the boomer?
Oh, he's not back yet.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back Sunday. Yeah, it's gonna be me, Boomer number 1, 2, and 3. Literally, it's me and those 3 retards all day. I'm like, this is gonna fucking suck.
Also, my mom says that you need to listen to Coast to Coast, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Well, actually, apparently it has like conspiracy theories on it or something.
Oh,
So, yeah.
nice.
Am I the only person who knows what that is?
I know what Space Ghost
I know,
is.
of course.
Come on.
Yeah,
Right,
but the
Brack?
actual.
Somebody who took-
Brack?
Yeah, it was Bracken fucking. God, what the fuck's the other dude's name? God damn it.
There's somebody who took Robert Pattinson's Batman.
I hear a giant
and
animal
colored
outside.
it to white, and it looks just like Space Ghost.
I honestly don't think the new costume looks that bad.
I don't either. I think
The
it looks
cover,
okay.
the suit is fine. The helm is like
Yeah, I will,
bubbly and weird.
I'll say the helmet
I'm not
looks a
down with
little
it.
odd, but overall people are shitting on like it's the worst
I
suit in the
also-
universe. I'm
Of
like,
course
it's
they are.
fine.
Everyone hates
First of all,
it.
it was a stunt double. The stunt doubles never have as impressive looking suits.
Right,
because they're
but
not on
the
screen
helm's
as
gonna
long.
look the same.
The helmet will probably about the same. Yeah.
Plus, but there also
It
might
looks
be
all bubbly and weird.
there
to
also
me,
might be
I don't
more
know.
post production that we're seeing
Yeah,
look
yeah,
different.
for sure.
But like,
For sure.
I don't think this one looks like it's gonna be that bad. I
The
still
suit-
need, and
the
also
suit, the suit looks
I still
fine.
need to see how he's going to do
The helm
it.
looks stupid.
I still need to go see The Lighthouse.
I hear that movie's really weird.
I hear the Lighthouse was shot better than the Joker.
By what
heard that
metric?
too.
Oh wait, there is no metric because you didn't give us one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It's really weird. People don't like quantifying their statements. It's weird that some people like to they'll just say things. It's like that's how it is. And
It's
then,
one of the reasons that I just hate. I hate most YouTube videos I watch now because of that.
Do you hear this war going on
I
outside?
do, I
Sorry
do,
if anybody else hears the war going on outside the
Well, I mean,
the
honestly,
room here.
when I'm watching Danny Phantom with Tana, you'll just randomly probably hear my cat yowling in the background. So,
It's better
Or
than a
the-
smoke detector chirping.
oh, there's a different kind of chirping. The birds.
yeah, there's nothing I can do about the birds screaming. Oh my god, I hate it. But yeah,
But no, there was only
something you can do.
there was only one thing one time I distinctly remember just hearing over and over your cat just going every fucking like 10 seconds. I'm just like, is it dying?
Just
no,
hurry
it's
up and do it.
complaining.
For no reason.
Yeah, but what was I saying?
I don't know. I was distracted by the wolf outside.
Oh yeah.
That's such a cool breed.
You ever pet a wolf before? Like a hybrid dog? I fucking pet a hybrid. That thing was cool as
I
fuck.
had a buddy that had a pet wolf.
Neat.
Ugh, that's weird. That dude's in jail now for a long.
Was that the one
long time.
that you were like, that's...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, I have a question for you. I think I've already asked you this before, but I have a new perspective to share with you on it.
What's that?
What do you think about the argument that Anakin Skywalker is a Mary Sue?
That's stupid. He fails constantly.
He's not.
Yes, he does.
His whole arc is his failure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So no, that's automatically
No.
fucking retarded.
Okay. Because the argument that I've heard is that what makes a Mary Sue isn't necessarily the check boxes of everybody loves them, they're perfect and all that, but it's if the plot changes, or specifically not so much the plot, but so much the world changes everything to work out in that person's favor.
Yeah, losing his arm and leg to fighting his best friend and burning alive
I
is
know,
in his
but
favor.
the reasoning behind that is they said is Phantom Menace when he blew up the ship.
I was like, maybe in Phantom Menace you could give him that because he doesn't really fail at all as young Anakin.
Yeah, would you say that young Anakin is a
young Anakin? I could give it that because he has no failures and everyone loves the little bastard and like shouldn't train him because he's too good and too old is the only flaw that he would have.
But the thing is that there isn't. That's not a flaw because it's established why he's like that because he is a prodigy.
Right, exactly.
Which means
that
it's
would
fine.
Be that would be his only flaw, but in that movie, but it's not. It's not an actual flaw.
But at the same time, if you compare Anakin to Neo from the Matrix, for example. So they're both the chosen ones. Now it's
Neo
been a while.
fails.
Neo is not just the chosen one. He's just a long line of chosen. He's just the next in the long line of chosen ones. Yeah. The way that the chosen one works that
gets religion. I mean, it
doesn't have to be.
Well, it gets. I mean, Neo is like he is meant to be the sci-fi Jesus.
I know. I hated the end of 3 because of that.
That's all right. You knew it was where they were.
They could have just not done that.
But it was where they were going from the beginning. That's where they were.
I also thought 3 was the worst Matrix.
Would you say that the reasoning behind Neo being the chosen one is a stronger reason than Anakin's reasoning for being the chosen one? In that Anakin was just the chosen one because the Force made him?
Well, at the end of the day, Neo was the chosen one because the Matrix made him.
Yeah.
Like
in the end, it's the same thing.
It's the same argument. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's the same thing.
That's how do your prophets become prophets?
Also,
at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Complaining about saying that this character is a Mary Sue. First of all, the definition's set. You want to make a new fucking trope and call it that? Yeah, fine. Well, Mary Sue is set. Therefore, I don't agree with whatever this person's saying. Yeah, no. However, saying also it's like this character, the world changes around them and fits to the welcome to storylines and welcome to protagonists. You fucking moron.
I was thinking the same. Like, so every protagonist is a Mary Sue by the new definition.
The thing is that the world will change around your protagonist because you're seeing it from their point of view in a world that they're trying to probably affect and change. Because weirdly enough, things happen when you mess with them. Yeah. That's such a stupid. Why are you complaining about that?
My favorite argument is someone saying that like it's so unlikely that all this would be happening to this character.
Is there what example are they using? Do you know, or is this just a general?
It's a general argument that a lot of people have of a lot of things when they critique something is that it is impossible that this would happen to this character because it's too unlikely for all of these. Like that's the whole point of the story. Is
do you want to watch a story where the protagonist does a lot of nothing and has nothing interesting happen to them?
Has the same thing happen to everybody because then you're just watching a movie about a herd.
Take for example like. The whole idea that there are way too many coincidences in this movie for it to be believable or whatever.
Like I heard of course it would be John Wick's dog that would die because he just so happened to be they just so happened to kill the assassin's dog. Like that kicked the movie off. I mean, it's so unlikely.
And it's just like there's this cool scene before that actually sets that whole thing up in the first place.
Yeah, there is that.
But it's just because it's so unlikely that they just happen to fuck with the assassin.
And then in which case,
so the movie has to happen.
The
movie has to happen.
But no. Here's the thing. Technically, the reason that they fucked with him in the first place was because of the fact that they saw it's like, he's got a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Of course the assassin has a nice car.
No, he got that pretty sure. Didn't he have the car because he got set up for life for being the assassin?
Pretty sure.
I don't remember.
Probably.
It's been too long and I've only seen the first one.
So even then, there's
probable cause for this to happen.
There's a through line that establishes why that happens.
It's like Zach said, the movie has to happen, retard.
Yeah.
You have to have something critical happen to the main character.
This same situation could have happened millions of times without this part happening in this universe. This is just the one that we get to see because it wouldn't be interesting otherwise.
It's like having a movie about somebody winning the lottery and how likely that dude would win the lottery.
Someone has to win.
Something has to propel the story about somebody winning the lottery. Someone has to become the main character of that story.
It's a difference between a John Wick movie happening and it being, oh, they killed his dog and now he goes and kills all these people, to guy is sad because wife dead and you has dog and it becomes Marley and me. Okay, that's a big difference.
That movie, just Keanu Reeves eating cereal sadly.
Yeah.
No puppy.
There's a difference between a gang of people finding and killing the dog that just happens to belong to the insane assassin that can murder all of them, and Rey just happening to live on the planet that has the Millennium Falcon on it, and then getting on the Millennium Falcon and immediately running into Han Solo as she's taking off from the planet's atmosphere. There's a difference between those two coincidences.
If you can't spot the difference between those two, then maybe critical viewing of movies isn't for you, and just enjoy Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't think too much into it. Maybe Transformers is for you.
In the end, movies aren't. Media in general is coincidence in the idea that entertainment has to happen. If you're doing an entire video game, movie, book, story in general, the interesting things have to happen. At least something.
People really like the visceral cleanup game. Not a whole lot happening.
Yeah. No. Oh, there's plenty of interesting things that can happen.
Yeah,
and it turns into banter with friends.
It's true.
Knocking shit over and yelling at each other. But the thing is that there's also no storyline really to that.
See, what you do is instead of that,
I mean,
you just
That's
get
a giant
drinks
Easter
and then
egg,
you just have people come over and clean your place. Do it in real life.
It's a lot easier though because we're not stacking up barrels of fucking alien blood and knocking them over as the game starts glitching out because there's too many fucking footsteps.
Go clean up a crack alley instead of a visceral cleanup. No, it'll be more rewarding. It'll get a lot more story. You'll learn how you can use a scooter to buy anything, or you can use a scooter to buy crack. Mainly crack, not anything.
Anything that is crack.
Anything to buy crack. I'm pretty sure that dude's gonna round up some birdseed and try to sell it for crack.
Yeah.
And someone will say yes.
Anyway,
Addicted.
the point is that in stories, things will happen to the character. Interesting things will happen to the character. There's also mundane things that can happen to the character. But sometimes those mundane things are just a framing for getting into the character's head and seeing what they think about mundane things. David Copperfield is a mundane book overall. It does David Copperfield run into some interesting things? Sure he does. A lot of that book is about being poor and sad.
Catcher in the Rye. I don't think anything. The most exciting thing that happens in Catcher in the Rye is he almost buys a prostitute. I think that's the most exciting portion of that book.
And that's the thing, is that sometimes also it depends on the style of media you're also looking at. Depends on how grand things can be. If you're just watching a coming of age story, you're going to have a bunch of mundane things. Oh, he's talking to a girl, he's in high school and this and that. Versus the space opera, where there's lasers and space people with fucking lightsabers and shit and magical powers. The scale of a story can be a lot different, and it really affects how coincidental and sometimes grand things that happen. You're not gonna watch Lord of the Rings so you can go watch hobbits dance around all fucking day in the Shire and fuck off.
No, that's what the Hobbit's for.
Even then, they still don't do that all the whole time.
Yeah, but it would have been better.
Movies, I heard they're terrible.
Pretty shit.
I'm talking about the actual. But when I think The Hobbit, I think of the actual book, like what actually happened instead of all the random things that happened in the fucking.
I heard they made one of the movies just entirely based around one chapter.
Probably. Well then, dude, Legolas is in the movie. Legolas isn't even in the book. Why is Legolas there? Oh, because Orlando Bloom. It wasn't even that. It was CGI'd, I'm pretty sure.
They CGI'd Orlando Bloom into the... That's beautiful.
Pretty sure they did.
I don't ever want to see it.
That's amazing.
It's up. I watched the...
I know that there was a subplot between the attempted relationship between a dwarf and an elf.
That was in the book, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah? Well...
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be there.
Well, if it was as poorly done as in the movie...
Probably
then,
not.
I don't think so. I don't think it was as bad. You all right there, champ?
Yeah, my audio is going to be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, we just gotta put forth the money, man. We'll just make this other shit happen. I can bring my Blue Yeti and also have that.
I'll probably start bringing my mic.
I've got a Yeti and another a good Samsung mic.
Okay, see, we'll be fine. We'll make it happen.
My
Table
my
setup.
mic is
We
really
have
good
we
too,
do have
so.
chairs enough already for it.
I have the for me, I don't know where you could probably put it, but I have the whole the extended arm thing that's connected to the mic, so we could just attach it to probably like the table, and I could just have it up to my mouth.
I have one of those too. So.
And I have a pop filter. So yeah.
I have a pop filter on mine too. On my Blue Yeti, I don't use it partially because the arm is not very good, but it's there. I just have mine set up on a box.
Isolate. Do input isolation, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
A little
I
better.
think that would probably be our best bet. But yeah, so
It's so that idea is still weird to me that people are gonna fucking try to redone. First, why redo another definition of a different word? I'm so upset about that.
maybe we should watch that video sometime.
You could.
But yeah.
God damn it.
Because the thing is he didn't really say anything else that egregious other than that. Because mostly he was talking about how Ray is Mary Sue. But I think he was going about it the wrong way, but I had to watch the video again.
I mean, I will give episode 1. And again, we were talking about that before. How
we've
episode 1 of the kid, the kid is the hero stuff. I always hate because they always kind of make a kid a little Mary Sue because you have to, I suppose.
Yeah, because I mean,
in order for the kid to actually be heroic around adults, you kind of gotta elevate them more than you could realistically do, and therefore it usually feels forced and Mary Sue-esque.
Yeah.
For kids.
I mean, because
you can do it right, but it's seldom done right.
Here's the interesting thing: how come people don't call Superman a Mary Sue?
he is.
I mean, he is by his very
That's
from
the
his very
point of
core is
Superman.
Is he's Superman's disguise is Clark Kent, like he's meant to be all powerful and that struggle with that.
But
right?
there are also some really good stories that you can write from that.
Yeah.
And what about John Wick? Would you say he's a Mary Sue?
No.
No, just because you're a badass and you're successful and you're good at what you do doesn't mean you're a Mary Sue. Like James Bond wasn't a Mary Sue, even though he's won every single movie that he's been in. Like there's still failures that happen.
Like when he gets captured in Casino Royale and gets tortured by getting a fucking sack slammed into his nuts over and over again.
By that respect, Superman's failed. He was literally killed by Doomsday.
Yeah.
I hate the idea that he's dead at any point. Especially because he's just resurrected next issue, dude. God, I hate Superman.
They find a way to un-Mary Sue him. That's the only way the fall of the hero is
the beginning,
how to take down a Mary Sue. It's that story.
The base idea of Superman is the Mary Sue. He's the epitome of good.
He is the Superman.
The idea of All Might in My Hero Academia, he is in his hero mode. He is a Mary Sue because that's the point of him. He's the symbol of justice. He is the smiling pillar of the good guy. He doesn't look like that all the time because he has like his normal mode where he looks kind of creepy looking because he's just this really kind of scrawny looking dude, very sunken eyes, and he's a very edgy face. He's just like, the way he's drawn, he looks almost decrepit. But when he's in All Might form, he's muscular, he's tall. He kind of looks like Johnny Bravo. It's kind of funny.
Imagine going Super Saiyan and being Johnny Bravo.
But that's the thing, is that he's in his essence of being him is to be the Mary Sue. His catchphrase is, "It's going to be okay because I'm here." And everybody loves him. And that was his point of what he did, because there's another hero, this number 2 hero under him named Endeavor, who's a complete asshole, but he's really powerful. He has his quirk superpower thing, it's called Hellfire, and he basically can spawn fireballs and shit. He's super powerful, but he's a dick.
I was like, I don't think you can be a good guy and shoot fireballs. I think you always
But the thing
have
is,
an asshole.
the difference is that he doesn't have the public. He doesn't treat the public like All Might does. All Might's kind of like a celebrity. He treats the public with, he greets people and he's super nice to them all the time. While Endeavor is just, get out of the way. You're all in the way. I'm here to fuck this thing up. It's over. Everybody leave. And it's different. The way that they handle being a hero, they're both heroes in their own right. Endeavor stops criminals. Easy peasy. It's what he does. All Might also stops criminals, but All Might his existence is kind of the setting of the show, actually. He's a character, but because eventually he stops being the number one hero because he loses his power for things that happen. And it gets shown to everybody around. It's shown in a televised broadcast thing when he fights his arch nemesis. He basically uses up his thing and passes the torch to who he's given the power to, but nobody knows that. And him falling from his symbol of justice and being the pillar of heroes makes villains start being like, oh, there's no more All Might. Let's go fuck shit up. And that was why he was the symbol of justice, to be a deterrent. He doesn't even have to do anything. Just the fact that All Might exists, villains are just like, I don't want to get beat up by All Might because he's going to kick my ass. Eventually, though, without All Might, things, at the point in the show that it is right now, things are getting worse because villains are like, yeah, Endeavor sucks. He's a real pain in the ass, but he's no All Might. And people are just
gone,
like,
crime's gonna happen.
And people and they're literally just like, heroes or whatever, we can rise up now that fucking All Might's gone. And that's what the show's at right now. Because there's Yakuza and shit that were...
So in real world, it's what happens when we kill Gaddafi. Power vacuum.
That's an interesting idea. What happens after the Mary Sue dies and no one's around to protect them anymore? That's an interesting idea.
You get ISIS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really though, you get increased criminal activity to fill the void.
I don't think that the Mary Sue itself is a negative aspect of a story. It's just the fact that it's very easy to be one.
Again, you can if you write the story well, you can make anything work. You can. There's a reason Superman has worked for so long.
It's like I said, man. It's like certain things, you have to sometimes take characters and use them as settings. It's amazing what you can turn into a setting. Mm-hmm. Or, if anything, a spot for your characters to talk and use them. Yeah, One Punch Man. He's literally unbeatable. Yeah. 100%. He is unbeatable. That's the point. He's literally an invincible character. The show isn't about him specifically. It's about it's about the interactions of normal people and other heroes who are really strong dealing with this fucking bald monkey boy who's kind of a retard.
That's the most compelling way that I've ever heard One Punch Man done, and I may actually check it out.
Dude, it's so good. Not only is it animated gorgeously, the music is
really?
great.
I always thought it was like really chummy art.
No, that's literally just Saitama when he's not serious.
Oh, really?
When he gets
that's
into...
the only thing I've seen of it. I see it and like...
where he's got the fucking super curve thing, he's like... Yeah, that's his...
It's really funny.
Yeah, the fucking first episode is hilarious when he fights the giant dude and he fucking accidentally kills his brother because he goes, he's on your shoulder, okay.
May have to check it out.
It's
now
great.
That I'm done with Attack on Titan. Well, with
One Punch Man's
season,
insanely better than Attack on Titan.
Sure. Only the first season's on Netflix, so that's all I watched. But I enjoy the concept. Jaeger sucks as a main character.
I hate how Mikasa is so good at literally everything. She's better than trained professionals.
She's better. Oh yeah, she's better at everybody at everything.
Except the one time where they needed her to be better. And then she wasn't.
You really should watch Higurashi.
Oh, God, that show is so good.
Man, y'all aren't going to turn me into a weeb. You ain't going to do it. I mean, it's not going to happen.
You watch Steins
Not
Gate.
today.
There's only 2 animes that I watch that I like, so I mean,
you ain't going to get me.
Hey, you watch a lot of One Piece.
I did. I just, once I stop watching it, I just can't get back into it.
I give myself time. I let it gather another 100 episodes or so.
This dog is so stoned right now. This is the most calm he's ever been.
I'm telling you, man, anime is where it's at right now. Their stories just are... Some of them are kind of, you get your tropey stories, but I think where mangas and anime shine is the characters that they make are so fun to watch or so relatable.
Why can't we concentrate on characters like that in American cinema, American film?
You know,
it's not hard to make compelling characters. You can do it.
It's also the difference between having series and movies. I think movies suck. Series are better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because it gives more time for characters to breathe.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I mean, okay, look at
but there's a place.
What is it? Angel Beats. That is a 13, I believe, episode anime, and that anime does a lot in 13 episodes.
The main criticism I would give to that is that there were a lot of characters that I thought were really interesting that they really threw off to the sideline and didn't do anything with.
They did. I'll admit that is definitely true. But what they did give you was pretty good in 13 episodes. Because that ending hit me real fucking good.
But they're figuring out that TV shows and series are better than movies. It's why they're willing to chuck so much money at Amazon and HBO and shit, from
Netflix,
Game of Thrones,
all those things.
Because it's all it is, and they're even pushing them all out at once. Watch as much as you want to, but they're just 12 and 13-hour movies is all that they are.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing is like when I watched
I wish they would get better about how they end a season though, about figuring out an actual good really stopping point for a show. They all seem to feel inorganic, just like this is our finale.
It was really sad, but again, this is just from my memory. I say it's been a long time since I've seen some things, and I remember them to be good, but it has been a long time since I saw this. But the first season of Arrow, I remember to be really, really good, and I remember it had a really, really good ending.
Mm-hmm.
You should watch it again and check back. Pretty sure it's on Netflix.
I think it is. Yeah. I should because maybe that'll be the next one we'll have to do after Danny Phantom's done.
Oh god, I should really try to do a channel about doing anime stuff because I know so much about it and I've seen so many.
Oh man, I could put the TV against that wall when there's a desk here, and we can do our review of film and stuff on.
That would be cool.
Have the computer off to the side over there to have our Jamie.
No, once Danny Phantom's done, I want to get started on the Star Wars stuff.
I want to go on Star Wars.
But right now, I have a deadline, so I got to get that done. So, but yeah,
we keep it up, and we wait long enough, we'll be able to get the non-Korean subtitled Rise of Skywalker for footage.
Oh god, rots.
Indeed, but yeah.
Ugh. Anything you're excited to for coming out, film or movies or anything?
I still need to go see Parasite. That's what I really want to watch. That
I don't think there's even any big. I mean, there's Black Widow, but I don't think anybody cares about Black Widow right now.
Parasite, I just don't care about. It's not. That's not my. Sonic definitely ain't for me.
I want to see that. I just because I love Sonic so much.
You two should catch it.
Let me look it up real quick. Let me see what movies are coming out in 2020. While my recorder probably turns off again as I do it.
I'm trying to think about like. I'm kind of done with MCU because now I have to watch their TV shows to follow along, and I'm like, that's stupid. Fuck off.
I'm not doing.
I might see Doctor Strange just because I want to see it. Horrors in the Multiverse because I'm like, ooh, it's supposed to be a horror movie. I'm like, that sounds interesting, and I like Doctor Strange, so I might just see that.
So here's what we have coming out in 2020.
Cumberbatch.
Onward, which is a Pixar movie.
Oh, that's the one with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt where they're trying to resurrect their dead father with magic. It's a lot. The concept is macabre as fuck when it's actually not portrayed in that way at all.
The Invisible Man, which is done by the Blumhouse people, so it's going to be awful.
It looks so stupid.
Quiet Place Part 2.
Fuck off. I don't need that nonsense.
Trolls World Tour.
Ooh, that's my Jimmy Jam.
That's what we need.
That's my
so
shit
far,
right
I'm really
there.
not impressed.
Bloodshot with Vin Diesel.
That's the one with the fucking dude who's like a resurrected soldier who can't die.
Oh, man.
And he gets like, it's a lot of slow-mo shots of him getting shot repeatedly, I'm pretty sure, and living and then killing other people.
The Lovebirds. Peter Rabbit 2.
Oh boy.
Mulan.
Oh.
James
live
Bond.
action Mulan.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Who's playing Mulan?
I have no
Some
idea.
Asian chick.
No.
Yeah, it's actually some Asian chick.
They didn't just like
Give it to a black woman.
Yellow face a black chick.
No Time to Die. I just realized I was probably blocking my face.
Yeah.
Whatever. No Time to Die. James Bond movie with the black James Bond.
Oh my gosh, I've seen so many.
To be fair, she's not
vicious-
actually James
I
Bond.
know.
She will be by the end.
She'll be 007.
I've seen so many amazing can't bring up memes about with that.
Antlers, which is actually going to be a Wendigo movie. It's probably going to be terrible.
Why are you trying to be Palpatine on camera right now?
Because
You got the.
No.
Now I can't get in a comfortable position. God damn it. Okay. Scoob.
What?
It's a Scooby-Doo prequel where Shaggy and Scooby meet.
Really?
Yes.
There's a
Well,
Scooby-Doo
last time,
prequel.
hold on.
Beautiful.
Actually, last time I checked, there was a show, a pup named Scooby Doo, where they were children and they had the dog. So,
Artemis Fowl.
Okay.
The new SpongeBob movie. Wonder Woman 1984. My God, there is nothing good coming out this year.
is
There's
that it?
Nothing. There's like, well, of this list.
Remember the
that
80s
would
stuff
have
from
the-
years ago that was outdated years ago?
This is
Like,
why I play
80s
video games, goddammit.
80s shit is already outdated, but Thor Ragnarok did well with the 80s theme because Stranger Things did well, so they started production of this one, and now it's going to be all disco busted neon light bullshit, and it's gonna miss.
I'm
It's gonna be a
excited for
miss.
Doom Eternal coming out next month. I get to crush some demons.
I'll probably be playing Dwarf Fortress by then.
Hell yeah! You have to tell me about all your fun stories.
Morbius is coming out this
Oh,
year.
Morbius! I want to see that. I want to see that. I'm sure it'll be probably as good as Venom, meaning as bad as Venom.
What are some details of Morbius there? Like starring. I
Jared Leto.
remember.
Jared Leto,
Okay.
vampire,
That's right.
anti-hero.
That's right.
And also the Eternals.
Yeah, fuck the Eternals.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
It's gonna be
That
fucking
movie's
pandering
stupid.
garbage.
All media is pandering garbage now.
Yeah, but it's gonna
It
be
feels like
extra PC.
everything has to have something.
That's why I like
interjected.
my anime, because they don't give a shit about that over there. They don't
For
pander.
now.
Yeah, but it's written by so many. Most of these things, like mangas, are written by one person. So unless that one person wants to bring it up,
True. Yeah.
and
China
there's so
or
many,
Bloomberg's gonna throw enough dollars one day.
and then they can have their fucking Mike Bloomberg manga. Dude, oh my god, that reminds me of. I can show, like, at some point I'll show you fucking. So somebody made a joke manga thing about Trump being an anime hero, and he was, instead of All Might, he was Wall Might.
Nice.
and he had this, his kid's sidekick was Mike Pence. And when he gave him superpowers, it gave him I'm pretty sure it gave him like electric shock superpowers. So and it was fully colored, like 10-page comic.
I
It
hope
was
Mike
fucking
Pence
great.
went around like a little emperor, just like trying to shock the gay out of people.
It was so good.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's great.
There was during the debate and Trump stuff. Bloomberg bought billboard space in Vegas, and to fuck with Trump because he knew that he was having a rally. It might have been Arizona now I think about it, but bought out some billboard space and like just stupid shit like Trump eats his steaks well done, or like likes his eats burnt steak. Mike Bloomberg eats medium rare. Like, wait, that's an ad. That's an ad that dude took out.
That's
That cost
pretty
a lot of
clever.
You know
money.
how he's gonna do that? You know what that's gonna do? That's
Hilarious.
gonna get Hank Hill to vote for him.
He's legit. Like, there are people that hate him, and support Trump that are like, fuck it. This dude's giving out $50,000 for a meme or something. Like, he is chucking money at anybody in any direction.
God damn it, Bloomberg!
Do it.
Yeah, Bloomberg is going to end up being the candidate.
Oh yeah, especially they're going for like I don't know if
And
you
then
guys
he's
know.
going to lose.
Yeah, probably.
You know what a brokered convention is? A brokered convention is where the DNC, where there's no clear winner, which is the route that it's going on, is there's not going to be a winner. There's been too much shit thrown into question. It's been fucked up so bad and a brokered convention, the DNC decides on the candidate.
But everybody runs. How about there's
So-
no 2 fucking candidates? This is stupid.
So, Mike Bloomberg has been pumping money into the companies that get to decide who gets to choose. So he's throwing so much money. So
he's going to get it.
he'll be him and
Him and Trump. It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting.
they know each other. I mean, they're both New York billionaires. Bloomberg, to be fair, is a different level of billionaire than Trump. Like
As in higher or lower?
higher,
Oh.
higher, like a lot higher. Trump has I think most Trump has ever had is a couple billions.
Yeah.
Mike Bloomberg is worth like $64 billion.
Jeez.
And he's showing it. Trump couldn't spend $400 million on his campaign. That would break him. That would be a large percentage of him, but 60 out of $64 billion. Oh.
Yeah.
That dude spent so
A drop
much
in the
money.
ocean.
So much money. He's got those weird elite pockmark cheeks too. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Buttigieg.
Bit a gig, dude. 1,000 megs.
I think they would like to see him end up being his VP because he's obviously
VP bit a gig.
he's also
When do we
been
find
placed
out
in there.
Who the candidate's going to be?
I'm not sure. There's
Has to
another
be
debate
soon.
on Tuesday.
I was going to say it has to be soon.
Nah.
The election's in November.
Yeah. That's forever away.
That's like, it's like fucking 6 months. No, wait, 2, 8.
I mean, you don't have to decide shit because
9.
until like September, October, when there will be debates against. Can you imagine?
That's
the
what
debates are gonna.
Trump will shit all over Mike in the fucking debate.
And who can go toe to toe with Trump on a debate on anything? Because the only thing that any of these people have going for them is their crazy platforms that they're pushing aren't getting questioned by anybody. The second that you have anybody question them, you get Bernie Sanders like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to pay for it. Like, it doesn't matter how we're going to pay for it. It doesn't matter how we're going to pay for it. We can't afford to not pay for it.
AKA not answering the question.
He's never answered how you pay for his platform.
We're gonna tax the rich.
I mean, he could find a way to do that. If Bernie
of money
Bernie could change my mind completely if he completely flipped his script and the people that he's calling out, if he actually called out the right people, and if he attacked the Federal Reserve, if he turned that into his campaign of attacking the Fed,
he would not get in. But
he's not getting in anyway. They don't want him. They don't want him because he does attack the banks. He just does it stupidly, where he thinks that giving power from the banks to the government is going to solve the problem when, like...
So he's basically...
he thinks he's going to separate those two systems away and then have control of it because that's going to work out, Bernie. Great idea.
He's beating the villain up and taking him to the
you'll
hospital.
you'll win. You'll beat that system by giving it more power.
You had it. You could have been in the candidate last time, but you gave up because Hillary Clinton threatened you. We all know that.
The DNC straight up dicked him over, and they're doing it again
at the behest of Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah, there's rumor that she wants to be Bloomberg's VP. I don't know how that would work out. I feel like it would work out because Bloomberg doesn't want to actually be president.
Yeah.
He wants the posterity.
Oh, yeah.
He just wants to be like, yeah, I was president.
He would let Clinton dictate policy and shit. He would just be the figurehead. He's great at doing that shit. He'd be fine at just like, yep, you do you. I'm up here. I'm king of the castle. He'd be fine with that, and Hillary would be fine with that. That's what she did. That's what she did a lot during Bill's presidency. She ran a lot of shit from the background, and then she just never left power. When she tried running against Barack Obama, she like ended up becoming the Secretary of State, where she was able to still facilitate all of their nasty business dealings with all kinds of countries. They did pay-for-play politics like crazy back then.
Yeah.
Like, and we're just seeing the fruits of that labor now. Trillions of dollars and shit.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the $23 trillion that went unaccounted from the Pentagon?
I don't think so.
Possibly, but let's go over it again.
Not much to go over. There's 23. There was $23 trillion that just like, oh, we don't know what happened to that. Like, wait a second, that's like our deficit. That's like our whole deficit. How do you lose
$23 trillion?
How do you lose 23? And I guess that there's like, oh, that's a messed up number because some of the money overlaps. I'm like, okay. How much?
Oh, no, it's only $18 trillion. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh. It's not like it hasn't happened before. $2 trillion went missing the day before
died?
No, the day before 9/11.
Really?
Rumsfeld went on air and announced that there was $2 trillion that unaccounted for from the Pentagon. Wow. And what gets really weird and kind of like,
Bush did 9/11?
No.
Oh, well.
I'm not that far.
Okay.
Yet. But like you guys know that on 9/11 the Pentagon got hit too, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The place that got hit was the place that was going through the receipts for those $2 trillion missing dollars, and it all. That's real. That actually happened. Just a coincidence. Same way.
Last time I checked, that's bad storytelling.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Same. There was another building that went down in 9/11 too. That
There was a second 9/11.
Yeah.
9/11 too.
Tower 9 or whatever. I think that's what it's called. The building that went down with it.
Yeah.
And people was like, that looked like a controlled demolition type shit and all kinds of conspiracy around it. But it was where a bunch of files on for intelligence communities were stored, and all went up. Like,
It's almost like 9/11 was probably orchestrated or something.
Well, no, I don't think it was. In my opinion, I don't think it was orchestrated, but I believe it was capitalized on. Trent, you're killing me. Hey, stop, Stoney. I think it was capitalized on, and maybe people knew about it prior to it happening.
I would be willing to bet so much money that people knew it was going to happen.
Oh, I mean, there's a fun thing that people like to get way overhyped about. There's a thing called dancing Israelis, and it's a way for people to explain that the Israelis did 9/11, but in actuality, it's probably they just knew that something was going to happen, and so they monitor the situation, as you would probably do if you have intelligence assets and you hear something like that's going to happen. They have these theories about Pearl Harbor too. The FDR and Churchill and like all the heads of state knew that Pearl Harbor was going to happen, but they let it continue on because
America could join the war and fight the Nazis.
Mm-hmm. Even though we were already heavily contributing to Russia.
Nah, we got to get our asses in there. We got to be heroes.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's weird when you think how much we gave to Russia in World War II, despite we know that they killed more. Russia killed more people than the Nazis did.
Stalin was fucking horrid.
Oh my god, he killed so many of his people and others. Like he killed so many Christians, millions and millions of Christians, because they were Christians. Like how's that not get talked about?
Because Hitler bad. Being around Hitler is bad, but still.
But Stalin bad too.
I know, but
Hitler bad doesn't make Stalin good. But
Mussolini.
I did solve some problems.
Yeah, he solved his entire country being in the war by losing. What a way to win by losing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm part of the Axis powers too. Shut up, Spaghetti Tom. Get out of here.
Oh, and then they lost.
Yeah. Poor Japanese, dude. They didn't have no... They were just being given German weapons, like, go fight those guys. And they're just like, for the Emperor! And then they realized that they're so horribly outgunned anyway.
They brutalized some people over there, man. That's one of the cool things going through the Pacific when I did and seeing, like... Because there are islands that are still just empty and ravaged and just blown out buildings. And it's fascinating, but those were some of the most bloody wars that people really don't think about the Pacific theater in World War II much. Fuck, it was brutal.
There was apparently some spot where these Japanese soldiers had to retreat from encroaching American forces, and they had to go through this swamp, and it was like I think it was like 200 soldiers. 3 made it out.
Wow.
And it wasn't because of the Americans. It's because of all the alligators or whatever the fuck that were in the swampy parts. Fucking killed everybody. Imagine just going through a swamp and watching your boys just get fucking taken out, and you're just like, I can't save them. I just need to keep moving, because if I stop, I either die to these things or I die to the fucking Americans. I need to keep moving, and less than fucking 5% made it through that swamp.
Wow.
That's fucking whack.
That's scary.
If true, that's whack as fuck. But, you know.
Also very big death zones. And,
oh, yeah.
Oh. One of my favorite bars to go to, there was a landing craft that got crushed into the wall of a cliff during a shootout, and you just have a drink, watch some cool history that happened. It was, man, I love that stuff.
I feel like there could be a lot more cool, nice historic things, but the nice things don't change the world.
Violent stuff. The fun stuff is the violent stuff.
I'm sure there's that.
Peace is all cool and all, but
there's some cool things that happen during more peaceful times.
Yeah, you can have tremendous growth.
The Renaissance wasn't mostly war. There was war in it, but a lot of the war that happened around then was in the background.
That was coming off the heels of a very tragic event, though, right? Like right after the Dark Ages and plague and stuff. And
yeah, but then it's not about the war's part's over.
Yeah. That's the population was curbed and things were allowed to be good for a little bit. So it's coming. Yeah. Save us, Corona-chan. You're our only hope.
I hope it kills all the SJWs. That was a joke.
The virus seems to only target people with PC thoughts.
No, it's only Asian people. Haven't you heard? People are being so stupid. They're like, oh, it only affects Chinese people, like, and people are actually taking it seriously, because obviously, like, people are just fucking around because it's in China mainly. It started in China, so the vast majority are gonna be Chinese. Who'd have thunk it? But people are reporting it, like calling people racist and like, no, other people can get it. And like,
you catch it, you're Chinese and you didn't know it.
Yep, you must be part of it.
I'm a red sleeper agent.
Are Russians Asians?
You know, I've had this thought multiple times. The answer is yes,
right?
As Russia is in Asia, unless you're from Western Russia, in which case you're European. Because there's
how far? When does Europe start and Asia start? Where's the continental divide?
There is a continental divide. It's like there's like a small western chunk of Russia.
Latvia-ish?
Yeah, I think. It's around there.
Near, like Black Sea follow through.
Yeah,
probably.
Around there. But yeah,
that's a weird thought.
Russians are Asian.
Russians are Asian people.
Are they Oriental people? No.
What does it mean to be Oriental?
Well, your eyes
of
have
the
to
Orient.
look like
Ouch! Wow.
I think it has to do with there's
of the Orient. What is the Orient?
There's a very very different cultural divide.
You have to like the blue packet of ramen. That's what it is.
The cultural similarities between places like Taiwan, China, Japan, a lot of them share very large similarities to how their religions work, how their their historic tales are, things like that, and their cultures work, compared to Russia, which is more like a lot more European style of the way that their things work. That's just a fact. One of my favorite stories is actually Chinese.
So white people are Caucasian. What are Asians? They're not. I don't want to say the word. They're not. Mongoloid? Is that the...
Mongolian?
No. There's like...
I'm pretty sure it's just Oriental, isn't it?
No, that's not an actual term. That's a term that we labeled them with.
Is it?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
It's all offensive.
I don't want it to be mongoloid, but I feel really bad. And I'm going to go ahead and look that up now so I can stop feeling super racist.
Dude, that's
Where we've already passed that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. One of my favorite old tales is Chinese.
What?
I want to like Chinese things. China bad. Journey to the West. It's it's an old Chinese myth tale.
Oh my god.
Where Sun Wukong comes from. The monkey king born of stone. And he's also, was a Mongoloid?
He's starting to breathe faster for no reason.
Yeah, he's probably having a stroke.
I think he's just stressed out.
Of constituting or characteristic of a race of humankind native to Asia and classified according to the physical features such as the presence of epicanthal fold.
So when I call people Mongoloids, I'm just like, Asian!
Also, the second definition, often not capitalized, dated, now usually offensive, of relating to or affected with Down syndrome. Do you know why? It's because the eye. They also tend to have the eye fold thing when you have Down syndrome, so they call Mongoloid was originally Asiatic race.
I figured the
and
whole
they call
point of...
Mongoloid because the eyes.
I
Oh my god, that's so fucked. I feel so much worse now that I looked it up.
I always thought the way that when I refer to people as a Mongoloid, I always refer to them as being stupider because of the idea that Mongols were just warlike people, and the idea that they're one-track-minded oafs.
Nope, turns out it's worse.
Turns out, I'm saying they have Down syndrome.
I've just been saying degenerate lately.
Degenerate. Cro-Magnon, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's call them a Cro-Magnon fucktard and watch them be like, what does that mean?
I'm going to start calling my Asian friends Mongoloids again.
And then they'll be like, I'm not a Mongoloid.
Well, actually.
Actually? Jesus Christ. I didn't realize I was so racist. Neat.
It's like ableist too, right? Ew, that's a fucking stupid word.
No,
ableist.
ableism
I'm
is
not doing
retarded.
it. I'm not doing it. That's stupid. Fuck you.
Feeling bad
I'm gonna
because
continue to use mongoloid and
that
retard.
reminds me. So apparently they did a transplant that cured deafness for somebody. It's pretty neat.
I heard about this, yes.
So doctor, and I think it was India.
Like a
I wanna say?
cochlear implant? Like an actual like implant?
I don't know. All I know was some form of transplant thing that they did that cured deafness. Right?
That's cool.
And there's people that are like, you're saying it cured deafness, like deafness is a problem. It's like, well, actually, retard, it fucking is.
Yeah.
You're not made to be deaf. That's why you have ears. If you were made to be deaf, you wouldn't have ears, you fucking moron. Jesus.
That's a hell of a defect.
I know. But people are saying that you're saying like it's a problem. Yes.
It is a problem.
It's like being blind is a problem.
It
If you
is
were
a
meant to be
problem.
blind, you wouldn't have eyes. You fucking moron. Like, it's really obvious.
I immediately started thinking about Jaden Smith.
We live in the world where somebody wanted to be disabled, so he chopped his hands off. He identified
Chopped the
as
second one
disabled, so he cut off the air
rigs up
supply.
something and fucking just...
Cut off the air supply until they died, so they had to actually be medically removed.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Which-
because he didn't want to have hands.
Do you know how
anymore.
long that takes?
Probably a while.
A long time, because you can fall asleep on your arm and push most of the blood out of it. You know, you have your arm fall asleep.
I've had that happen before. I hate it.
Yeah, you can do that and it's fine. You have to do asphyxiation of a limb for it to go dead. First of all, you have to do some whack. You have to be really doing that. And you have to do it for a long ass time.
Yeah.
You gotta really want to not have hands.
Yeah.
You gotta be real tired of jerking off.
It's
or
one of the
something.
favorite things that I know is that when my arm falls asleep, like really like I'm talking not tingly, like I can't feel my arm.
Dead.
Move it.
I've been able to actually lift my entire arm up. Only problem is it's like floundering as fuck, but I've been able, without feeling my arm, I was able to make my arm go up through sheer force of will.
Damn. Nice.
It feels whack because I'm watching my arm move and I'm not feeling it. I'm like, I should be feeling that. And I'm like,
It always feel, when you go through those, like when it's super dead and it always feels like you're about to like break something. Like something is tensing up somewhere else, and it's like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
or
we're getting
like,
dangerous.
am I just gonna get my feeling back and just because I'm trying really hard?
dangerous.
I think what I should do is I should jerk off with it. That way it can be like somebody else is doing
People
it.
do that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is definitely actually a
Arm
thing.
goes super dead. Arm goes super dead. Can't grip. How slug.
It's called get really
I
good.
don't know. This isn't doing it for me.
You don't have to like grip it, just like rub the other side with the lip part.
This
It's
sounds
the worst.
that sounds boring.
To say it's like,
Sounds
bro,
lame.
as doable as that is, it's definitely not what anybody's looking for, unless except for the one guy out there with that very
You
specific
gotta
fetish.
be really needing to change it up.
Usually people change it up, they don't proceed to get it more boring. I almost said boringer, which sounds like something completely different.
Oh.
All right.
That was a weird conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good place to close?
I think that's a good. I think that's
Yeah.
a good wrap up.
That's a good wrap
I think
up.
we're all right. All right. We'll see you next time. That was episode 17. Mongoloids. Hey, Trent. Hey, Trent. Goddamn.
Poor Trent.
Well, I tried to get her in so that she could.
Just be seen for a moment. It's the big one.
I mean, they sleep 14 hours a day. The odds of her going down for a nap are pretty high.
Look at that majestic ass motherfucker.